Hey everybody, here we are again, and it's Young's American Mocha Porter. Here to talk about it. Oh God, bullshit. Did I say that out loud? Too late. Right, it's one of the Young's kits, all malt kit. I was trying to think if there's an actual series on this. Yes, it's the American series, of course. Dickhead. The Young's American series. Now, on the front of the box, it says makes approximately 5.8% ABV. I read that bit. It also says the kit's 3 kilos. I read that bit. Ish. Maybe I didn't. But then, in slightly finer writing, it says 30 pints of American Mocha Porter. It does come with a gimmick. Cut off the lid. It's the beer coaster stroke. Put it on the fermenter, put it on the barrel, know what's in there, and you've got a beer coaster later. Not that it's going to sell it to me in this instance. I do like a gimmick. So, what came in the kit mainly was a 2.4 kilo, which I didn't read. I was sold on the 3 kilograms bit. 2.4 kilos of pre-hot, possibly flavoured malt extract. Does explain something else, which we'll get to in good time. Came with, yeah, some quite detailed instructions that I didn't bother to open. It also came with an unspecified amount of brewing sugar. Don't know how much it was, but I did use it. We'll also get to that in a bit. Came with another unspecified amount of priming sugar, which I didn't use. I did think about it, using it in the fermenter, but then I thought, what the hell. And it also came with 10 grams of American ale yeast. Don't specify anything else apart from that. There's 315701. That might be the style. Didn't use it. I actually used a fresh batch of SO4 yeast. It was time to change the yeasts. The yeast started slumping, and it's the first sign. Sometimes you can get away with it, but often, very quickly after, it starts to produce a bit of an off flavour, which isn't bad to start off with, especially if you can get it to clear, but it's a yeast off flavour which can end up very nasty. So when it starts to slump, I bin the yeast off. Start again, and this time I even sterilised everything. Wonders will never cease. Everything that you've been waiting for, the facts and figures. A double fuck up. Starting gravity was 1.40 at 22 degrees C. It should have been brewed to 30 pints, But I did 40 pints as usual, 23 litres, after adding the yeast. I didn't mess up that badly. But it was around about 32, I think, when I took the gravity reading. So I added the brewing sugar. But I didn't weigh it first, so I don't know how much brewing sugar there is there. And I ended up with 23.5 litres, because obviously it was already full of sugar and I added more, so it ended up half a litre more. I think it could be a little bit high, but I don't know. I'm not going there. Not going there. It's bad enough as it is. Final gravity was 1.014 at 24 degrees C, 2 degrees C difference between starting and finishing. Almost figure messing territory, can't be bothered, as usual. So I got an actual gravity of 3.5326% ABV. Cost of the kit was £20.95. Nothing added, because I just used the sugar that came with the kit. It could have done with a little bit more, just to bump it up to about 4%, but I didn't bother. I've had enough by then. And I wasn't overly enamoured by the aromas coming off. So we'll have a look at it. When you look at it at the light, it's a very deep purple, very, very deep red. Without light you can't see through it. It is clear. I'll flash you with the torch, so hopefully you can see those colours. Yeah, and you can see that it's clear. You can get a head on it. You can get a good head on it if you try hard. Well, you don't have to try very hard to get a good head on it. But it doesn't actually stay around. About a ring. If it had been brewed to the correct brew length, maybe it would have been better. I ain't brewing it again. Yeah, holds about a ring. It does produce some lacing on the glass. So let's give it a sniff. Straight in there with coffee cream. Was it Quality Street? Used to have an orange fondant chocolate and a coffee fondant chocolate that was, I think, coffee cream. Smells just like that. After all, it is a Mocha porter, so you would think there would be some coffee in there, but there's more than some. And this is reduced because it's a 40 pints, 41 pints, 23 and a half roughly, rather than 30 pints. Stop waffling, I'll go in for the taste. There is a slight upfront sweetness. Unfortunately, it comes with a coffee flavour as well, so it's it's almost exactly like, again, the Quality Street cafe creams, coffee creams, whatever they were called. I'm sure there's other coffee-based chocolate fondant sweets out there. That's what it tastes like. There's that little bit of sweetness and a heavy coffee flavour. Yak. Okay, if you like coffee. I do not like coffee, unfortunately. So if there's another mocha out there, tough shit, you're on your own. Because I ain't going to buy any more. I'm drinking it because I've made it. And I ain't going to flush it down the sink. But it's a trial. Mouthfeel wise, it's about medium at best, I would say. If it was brewed to 30 pints, probably a solid medium. But, yeah. Other than the coffee cream, I don't think I can get anything else. Because the coffee cream flavour just lingers all the way through. If you like coffee, it'll be for you, not for me. Would I buy it again? Hell no. Marks out of 10. Absolutely top marks at 4 at most. No, it's 3 star. 3 stars out of 5. That's as good as I'm going to get. If you like coffee, it may be for you. Not for me. Right. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Cheers. Bye.